Lauren's getting her aggressions out on a stress ball. We have props today. Hello, friends. We're going to talk about prolapse because, oh geez, I feel like YouTube's going to censor that.
Probably.
We're going to talk about prolapse because we haven't really before. Not too much anyways. And I find it's a very scary thing for women.
Yes.
But we're not scared.
Fairly common, but women always come in and they're like surprised that they're not the only ones, I find.
Well, people go to the emergency room with this.
Yes.
So, Erin, what's a prolapse?
So it can impact any of the pelvic organs.
Yes.
And it's basically a descent of the pelvic organs into the vagina. So you have three, there's other types too, but we're gonna go
We'll do
most
basics.
common. Yeah. Three most common are your bladder, which is referred to as a cystocele. You can have your rectum push into your vagina, and it's called a rectocele.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also have your uterus, if you have one, can drop down. Yep. And then you can also, if you don't have a uterus anymore, you can have like the top of the vagina kind of drop down. Those are the most common ones. There are other variations, and you can have a combination of all three.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. They can come outside of the body, which is when people usually get scared.
Yes, or like just inside the vaginal
feel
opening.
it rubbing against your
Or
vaginal
you'll touch
opening.
it when you're cleaning or in the shower or something like that.
The other thing I want to be really clear is when we do an exam and we say, oh, I can see your bladder, we can't really see your bladder. What we can see is if you're lying down and we're looking in, we can see the bladder is applying pressure to the front of the vaginal wall.
Yeah.
And it's causing like a dippy-doo-dah, and it can almost kind of bubble forward. That's what we can see. So it's not like your bladder has gone through the vaginal wall and is sitting in your vagina. It's just collapsing the vagina. And same thing with the rectum. The rectum is collapsing it forward.
And it will not fall out.
It will not, well, it can come out, but it's not like going to fall on the floor.
Right. Because I do have patients that are very
Worried.
nervous of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just made me think of something I was going to say.
What's that?
I'm trying not to say like.
No, we're trying not to say and like.
I just said no. I don't know. It just left me.
Okay, well, I will carry on. What should we do if we feel this happening? So the first thing I always tell people, because we get panicked emails and panicked phone calls, don't panic.
Yeah.
Right? It's very rare that we would see like a catastrophic prolapse that happens overnight. Usually this takes years to develop, or it takes a really pushy delivery for it to come on, so it can happen after birth, but it's something that we will see typically happen as people age.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing is do not panic.
Yep.
The second thing is if it's out, you can push it back in.
Yeah.
You just wash your hands, clean your hands, push it back in. Vagina is not a sterile place. You don't want it rubbing against your underwear.
I was just going to say, if you ever notice that it has abrasions on it, like if you can see it,
Irritated.
or you cannot empty your bladder properly, that does warrant a trip for medical investigation. So like to emerge or to your family physician.
And what can happen with the bladder when if you think about, okay, show them the organs like in place here.
Okay, so this is your vagina. Okay, this is the outside, vulva's on the front. Bladder sits at the front, in front of the vagina.
You need another hand.
Yeah, and rectum sits at the back. The vagina, that's what I was going to say when I lost my train of thought, is that the vagina is super flexible. The vaginal walls are super flexible.
Can accommodate a lot of stuff.
Yes. So when a prolapse happened and the organ descends a bit, what happens is because it's so flexible, it's like the vagina walls turn inside out.
Yeah.
I say it's like a paper towel tube that gets pushed down.
Dented inwards.
Yeah. So
the bladder can kind of kink. And then when you go to pee, especially if you pee in a slouchy position, the kink might keep it from emptying all the way. And we don't want urine to stay stagnant in the bladder. That can risk infections. So
exactly.
You'll hear a lot of us recommend tilting forward so that the prolapse bladder shifts back up. Yep. And then it empties without the kink a little bit more easily.
And so if you can't correct that, or you're like significantly having trouble emptying your bladder, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, that would be, you do need to get in sooner rather than later to have someone see.
Evaluate it.
And what it looks like if you're looking at it yourself, can I take this for a second? Is it will just look like this opening, like there's a blip in it. And the blip can be small, which is a milder prolapse, and the blip can be kind of all the way outside, which that's where we get panicked calls, like, oh, my insides are on the outside.
And it can look different. So the vaginal wall, when it flips inside out, has what's called rugae on it. And so depending on the type of prolapse and if it's coming more from the side or centrally, it can look bumpy, and I think that scares
Wrinkly.
people. That scares people sometimes too. And if it's the uterus, it's actually like quite cartilaginous, and so it's like the tip of your nose more than softer if it's front or back.
That's 5 minutes. That's 5 minutes. That's prolapses. You're welcome.